just as the shop owner was searching for the magic potion I was looking for. Another mysterious customer entered the store. She also wants to buy the same magic potion as me. When I was about to pay for the potion, the mysterious customer exchanged one of the bottles with a piece of information. I was curious about the customer's information, but the expensive price proposed by the shop owner was unacceptable to me. Finally, the day of the coming-of-age ceremony arrived. Cecilia, the third princess of the empire, also arrived at the Duke's residence. Since the shopkeeper couldn't immediately remember where the potion Moen had requested was stored, and there were so many different types of potions on the shelf, she searched for a while but couldn't find it. She was worried that Moen would become impatient if he waited too long, so she turned around and informed him in advance. "Wait for me a moment, young master." Fortunately, Moen is a patient person. As long as this store has the potion he wants, he doesn't mind waiting for a long time. "It's okay, as long as you have it. I'm not in a hurry." Just as the shop owner turned around to continue searching for the magic potion, the small bell outside the shop rang again. Another customer pushed open the door and came into this store to buy something. Moen heard the sound of the bell and curiously looked towards the direction of the door. Immediately after, the mysterious customer stood next to Moen. This customer's entire body is covered by a black robe, and she is wearing the hat that comes with the black robe on her head. Wearing a black mask on her face, leaving only a pair of red eyes. Wearing black stockings on both legs and boots on the feet. The shop owner, who was looking for something, also heard the sound of a bell, turned around and waved her hand, warmly welcoming the customer. "Oh, welcome." Before the shop owner could finish speaking, the customer directly told her the item she wanted to purchase. "I want to buy a medicine that has strong potency and won't leave any traces of magic. Do you have one here?" The shop owner didn't expect this customer to buy the same magic potion as the previous one. She awkwardly scratched her face and answered the customer's question. I have it here. Wait a moment." The shop owner felt strange about this. It seems that not many people usually come to her to buy this type of potion, but today there happened to be two people who wanted to buy the same potion. She silently said in her heart, "This type of potion usually goes unnoticed. It's really strange today." Moen secretly observed this mysterious customer nearby. Based on the customer's figure, attire, and the body odor emanating from them, he speculated that the customer was a female. However, he is not quite sure why women also come to buy this type of medicine. This figure, as well as the faint fragrance emanating from it. Do women also have this need? The mysterious woman wearing a black robe quietly lowered her head, without saying a word, waiting for the shop owner to find what she was looking for. She didn't seem to notice Moen's gaze for the time being. Although Moen doesn't know the reason why she bought this medicine, she probably has similar thoughts to him. He silently speculated in his heart. Well, most people who buy this medicine are likely to harm someone. Unfortunately, I couldn't stop it. The guy who was drugged, good luck to you. The shop owner carefully searched every floor of the cabinet and finally found the type of potion they were looking for in the corner of one floor. She placed 2 bottles on the table and showed them. "I found it. That's it. The magic potion is a dark red liquid. It is contained in a heart-shaped bottle and the outer body of the bottle is decorated with gold-colored metal roses. Seeing the color of the potion, Moen was a bit stunned. Wait a moment. Isn't this color a bit too conspicuous? The shop owner seemed to know that Moen had doubts about this bottle of medicine, so he picked up one of the bottles and introduced some details to him and another customer. Customers don't need to worry, although the color of this medicine is indeed a bit bright. As long as it is placed in drinks such as red wine, it will not be noticed at all. And compared to the small flaw that is a bit eye-catching, its advantages are much greater. As long as a person drinks a small drop, even an elephant will instantly lose consciousness and faint for 2 to 3 hours. Moen was very surprised by the effect of this bottle of potion. He has never seen a potion that can even stun animals. He said in great shock, "A drop of potion can knock out an elephant. Really?" The shop owner didn't find his reaction strange. She kindly explained to him, "Of course it's true. You get what you pay for. If you don't believe it, you can give it a try. I declare in advance that if you fall asleep here, you will be charged 5,000 Amir's sleep fee per hour." Moen smiled awkwardly. He doesn't want to bear such a strange expense. He waved his hand in refusal. That's not necessary." The mysterious customer picked up one of the bottles of magic potion. She didn't speak to them, just quietly turned the bottle in her hand, observed it thoroughly and carefully, and then placed it on the table. The shop owner spread out his hand and told Moen and the mysterious customer the price of this potion. Specially made sleeping potion, priced at 130,000 Amir, no price negotiation allowed. Would you two like to pay by crystal card or cash? Moen reached into his black cloak and prepared to take out his card to make the payment. He planned to pay by card. Swipe. Just as he was searching for his card, the mysterious customer standing in front of him spoke to the shop owner first. She calmly said to the shop owner, "I don't have enough Amir, and I don't plan to use Amir to pay the bill." She also reached into her black robe, as if searching for something. Judging from her actions, it seems like she has no intention of buying the potion without paying. Then she continued to talk to the shop owner. "I can sell you an information as an exchange for a potion." Although the shop owner's expression was invisible, she seemed very interested in the information that the customer was saying. However, is just one piece of information enough to be worth 130,000 Amir? She touched her face, thought for a moment, and replied to the customer with a playful tone. "Oh, I have to remind you, 130,000 is not a small amount." The customer took out a sealed envelope and handed it to the shop owner. She was very sure of the value of this piece of information. She confidently told the shop owner, "This information is definitely worth 130,000 Amir. Even for different people, its value is far more than 130,000 Amir." The shop owner took the envelope and took out the letter containing the information to read. "Okay, let me see what kind of information it is." She quickly browsed through the information on the paper, seeming a little skeptical of the content. She brought the letter closer and read it carefully again. Based on the content on the letter, she seemed to infer what might happen next. She said to the customer with a slightly surprised tone, "Well, it's interesting. Are you sure this information is true?" The mysterious customer did not directly state the authenticity of the information. Whether it is true or not, Based on your abilities as the shop owner, you can easily find out. The shopkeeper put down the letter and acknowledged the customer's understanding of her abilities with approval. Oh, this guest really trusts me. However, as you said, this information is indeed worth 130,000. She pushed a bottle of magic potion over to her. Take it. This bottle of magic potion is yours now. Thank you. The mysterious customer left a thank you and didn't say much more. She took a bottle of magic potion directly and stuffed it into her black robe, leaving the shop without looking back. The shop owner waved her hand and watched her leave. Take care and see you next time. Standing beside, Moen watched the entire transaction between the shop owner and the customer. He didn't say a word throughout the entire process and had doubts about such a transaction. The shop owner turned his head and looked at Moen, who was still standing there, asking about his payment method. Young master, how about you? Moen still watched in the direction where the customer left. He handed the black crystal card to the shop owner and answered her absent-mindedly. I swipe my card. The shop owner picked up the crystal card with both hands and answered cheerfully. Okay. After the payment is completed, the owner will return the crystal card to Moen. At this moment, she took out another bottle of white potion from the cabinet and placed it next to the red potion. Young master, please keep the crystal card. This white bottle is a small gift for you. Moen expressed doubts about the use of this small magic potion. A small gift? What is this potion for? The shop owner extended one hand, raised one finger and shook it, while the other hand crossed his waist and said to him in a playful tone, You know, it's for that one. I suggest using it together with the red bottle for better results. Although he didn't know what the actual effect would be if the two bottles were used together, Moen didn't think too much and accepted her kindness. He put both bottles of magic potion into his cloak and thanked her. At this moment, he remembered the customer who had just exchanged intelligence for the potion, and was very curious about what kind of information could have such high value. Thank you, shop owner. By the way, the information that the woman just said. Noticing that Moen was also interested in the information just now, the shop owner quickly sat down. Her body moved slightly forward, her hands supporting her face, and her eyes shining brightly as she looked at him. Moen was startled by her sudden movement and instinctively took a step back. She excitedly said to him, Oh, is the young master also interested in this information? Since we're old acquaintances, I'll sell it to you at this price. The shop owner reached out and made a 9 gesture. Moen knows that the prices on the black market are generally not cheap, let alone just a small piece of information. He carefully inquired about the price of the information. 90,000? The shop owner gestured with one hand and covered his mask with the other, calmly stating the true price. 900,000. When Moen heard this price, he directly froze on the spot. Afterwards, he turned around without hesitation and walked directly towards the door. No, thanks. It's not worth spending so much money just to know a small piece of information. Moen closed his eyes and was speechless at the expensive price offered by the shop owner. Damn it, earn me 9 times the price difference in front of me. This move is really underhanded. No, This black market is full of profit-driven people. Even if I spend money, they are likely to not only fail to help me in the future, but also add insult to injury. The cooperation object still needs to find someone who is honest and trustworthy. He pushed open the door and walked out directly. The shop owner waved his hand behind him and said in a lively tone, "Take care, young master. Welcome back next time." After confirming that there were no more people in the store, and that no one would be coming in for a while, the owner took off her hat and exposed her long black hair. She took off her mask and muttered to herself, "I thought tomorrow was just the coming-of-age ceremony for that useless young master from the Campbell family. I didn't expect that the third princess would also attend." However, at this critical moment, the Duke's mansion had to recruit outsiders due to a shortage of manpower. Who should I sell this information to? I'm so distressed. After taking off the mask, it was the face of a young and beautiful girl. In fact, the real identity of the owner of this store is a student, and her name is Anna Kablin. She held a mask and looked at something with interested eyes, revealing a mischievous smile. I remember that the second prince seemed to have always disliked his excellent sister, and the Duke Raymond, who has always been at odds with the Grand Duke Campbell. This is such an interesting thing. Why don't I sell it well on both sides? Anna tapped her lips with her finger and said with a smile, "Playing both sides. I'm really bad." Time came to the next night, the day of Moen's coming-of-age ceremony. Night falls over the entire Duke Campbell's mansion, accompanied by stars and the moon. This is the backyard of the Duke's mansion. On the road, there were many nobles dressed up and traveling together to attend the coming-of-age ceremony of Moen at the Duke's mansion. Inside the Duke's mansion, many nobles were chatting and laughing with each other, discussing the arrangements for tonight's coming-of-age ceremony. Grand Duke Ron and Moen greeted every guest who arrived with a smile on their faces. Moen also bowed to each and every one of them, expressing his greetings. At this moment, a marquis greeted them with his daughter. The marquis gently patted his daughter and introduced her to them with a smile. "Duke, this is my third daughter. Come on, greet to the Duke." The daughter of the marquis seems very nervous and shy. She lowered her head, bowed slightly, and greeted them in a small voice. "I have met Grand Duke Campbell. I have met." When she lifted her head and met Moen's gaze, the expression in her eyes was not happiness, but fear. She gently covered her mouth with her hand, her body trembling uncontrollably. Moen also felt her emotions at this moment from her eyes, but he couldn't say anything either. The daughter of the marquis quickly turned around, picked up her skirt, and ran away with her eyes closed. She ran while speaking. "My mother is calling me. Sorry, I'll excuse myself first." The marquis felt embarrassed as he watched his daughter run away impolitely. The Grand Duke and Moen watched her run away in a daze, unable to inquire about what had happened. The marquis awkwardly touched his head and apologized to Moen on behalf of his daughter. "Sorry, Moen. My daughter is quite shy. I apologize on her behalf." Moen waved his hand, indicating that he did not care about her daughter's behavior just now. He said to him with a smile, "It's okay. I didn't take it to heart. We didn't greet each other properly. Please take a seat." After seeing off the marquis, he continued to greet the guests with a smile. However, he could clearly feel that the atmosphere inside the Duke's mansion was not quite right. Sure enough, not only the daughter of the Marquis Hill, everyone's eyes are almost the same. Due to the Marquis's daughter running away in front of him just now, there was some minor disturbance at the scene. Everyone's eyes peeked at Moen. Their eyes were filled with distrust, even disgust, towards him. It is obvious that they are very wary and afraid of him. Moen sighed. He closed his eyes, supported his forehead with his hand, and had a helpless expression on his face. For the actions of the original Moen Campbell, he also had no choice. Ultimately, it's because the original owner's reputation is too bad. The Grand Duke seemed to sense Moen's emotions and reached out to touch his head, expressing comfort. He said to him in a relaxed tone, "You performed very well today." Moen raised his head and expressed surprise at his father's behavior. He looked at his father and said in confusion, "Father?" The Grand Duke looked at Moen with a loving gaze and a smile. He confidently said to him, "I was a little worried before, but now it seems unnecessary. You are the protagonist of today's coming-of-age ceremony. From now on, you are no longer a boy, but a true man of the Campbell family. Keep up the good work." Encouraged by his father, Moen's previous feelings of disappointment were swept away. He looked ahead and confidently replied, "I'll try my best." The lights in the Duke's mansion shone on him, as if to illuminate his future. At this moment, a group of guards arrived at the door. They are neatly arranged at the door. A guard said to everyone at Duke Campbell's mansion, "Everyone, please be quiet." The Grand Duke and Moen noticed the sound at the door. They looked out the door together, surprised by the numerous guards. A young girl was surrounded by numerous guards and escorted into the Duke's mansion. The guards continued to announce to everyone, "Let us respectfully welcome the third-in-line heir to the Leopard Empire. The pure white child blessed by the ice and snow goddess." The nobles who were chatting near the door just now all made way and bowed together to the girl in the middle. Cecilia, the third princess of the empire. Cecilia walked quietly into the Duke of Campbell's mansion under the protection of the guards. She was wearing a deep blue and black interwoven dress, exuding the noble temperament unique to princes. She walked with an expressionless expression, exuding a cold elegance. She is like an elf in ice and snow, peaceful and noble.